Sirspheres are radioactive beads. You place them in the liver where there's liver cancer, and you can apply radioactivity to destroy tumours that ordinarily you couldn't get to with any kind of external radiation. That's a huge opportunity. Liver cancer will kill you quickly. It's just such an aggressive cancer. And so this treatment represented one of the few genuine breakthroughs in liver cancer that we've seen in a generation when it was introduced to the market in the early 2000s. Since that time, it's grown more or less through oncologists giving it to very late stage patients who've failed other kind of therapies. That's actually prompted a strong growth in the business. Several years ago, Sirspheres were being used in about 600 hospitals around the globe. At the moment, it's about 1,000. So there's been strong growth even with those late stage patients in terms of both physicians and patients being interested in accessing the therapy. Yeah, so that's performing very well. In FY16, we saw constant currency revenue growth of about 17%. So revenue was about 230 million Australian and EBITDA was 70 million. So it's been the basis of a pretty successful business that's throwing off a lot of free cash. So at the moment, Sirtex believes that only about 2% of their available patient base are accessing Sirspheres because of this late stage nature of the patients who are being treated. What the company is doing is investing heavily in large-scale clinical trials, showing that you can use this very early in the treatment of someone with liver cancer. Now, the data from that one is just coming off the hopper now, and it's quite attractive. They were able to show in the first of those studies that they were able to limit the growth of liver tumours. From about 12 months, they were able to extend that to 20 months with their therapy. That's what's called progression-free survival. Now, the name of the game is overall survival. How long are these patients, on average, going to be able to live once they get their therapy? And we'll find that out as the data matures. But in the meantime, there are 3 other clinical studies that are set to report data in the next 12 months as well. And I think as that data builds up, physicians will become more confident using Sirspheres in early stage patients. And you can go from a potential 2% of the market to, I don't know, pick your number. If it's from 2 to 20, that's a considerable expansion in the usage of these devices, and accordingly the business grows exponentially. Yeah, so the key risk, if I take you back in time, the first of these studies reported about a year ago and a year and a half ago, and what they found was that they were able to slow progression of tumours in the liver, but not tumours elsewhere in the body for patients who had liver cancer. Now, we know why, because it's localised therapy. But the way in which the company had to report that data, it looked like their therapies weren't working for a certain class of patient. So every now and then you'll get these hiccups. In that case, the stock price halved in a matter of a day. So it's one of those stocks where people are worried that it's going to an excessive valuation. Anything that looks like a hiccup will then cause could be serious short-term drops in the stock price. Yeah. So this is not a stock that I cover at the moment. But I'm willing to bet that if I dug out my models and updated them, that the market is probably only valuing more or less continued growth at the current level into the foreseeable future of your measurement horizon. I suspect there's probably relatively little blue sky built in to the valuation. That'll come once more of the data from these big trials starts to get published.